Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to WCS Challenger Europe Cup number 1. The title's really long as we do get into our qualifying match here to find out who is going to be moving through into WCS Challenger Europe playoffs down the line. And we are going to have Cass going up against SortOf. Cass creating a massive upset there, or a big upset, and actually defeating Uthermal in the previous round. Very well done.
The Destroyer of Worlds is back and is making a statement here so far, taking out names left and right, beating Uthermal. Now he's going to go up against the SortOf that just returned from Korea, where he spent around 2 months, and who's back in Sweden playing with no delay.
Yeah.
Like literally no delay, because Bannernet servers are in Sweden, aren't they?
Are they?
I think so.
Don't know. I think they're in a few places. We shall find out.
Oh, way to disagree with me. 5 seconds into game.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's what we've done all broadcast long, so I may as well continue. Up to the top left, it will be Cass in the blue. And down at the bottom right-hand corner, we're going to have SortOf in the red. And it's a scientific fact that if you do go to Korea, your APM increases by at least 300. So overall, we're expecting some big numbers from SortOf.
Really?
Yep.
If you went to Korea, your APM would be 300?
Scientific fact. Oh! Are you saying 0 because I don't play at the moment? Yay! That's a funny one.
Let's see if Cass can do as well here against the Zerg as we saw him do earlier in TvT. SortOf, I have to say, like, he's one of those guys that practices super hard. He has a great mindset. He went to Korea and all that, but doesn't necessarily always have the results to go with it, which is sad because, you know, he trains very hard. But sometimes he will be able to transform all that practice into good results. There's been tournaments, you know, like once upon a time, I remember at DreamHack over in Stockholm, I think he was top 4 that he made before losing to Naniwa.
I mean, he even got far in the last Home Story Cup, right? As one of the last foreigners alive during all of that. So, yeah, there's always like random highs and random lows. Not random, that's a terrible way to describe it, but he's able to attain some heights in some of the tournaments. Just kind of sporadic in its results.
Yeah.
Did he go to Austin?
Yeah, he was
Austin?
actually. I'm looking it up.
Okay. Because that's quite important as well, considering people's kind of current power level.
Yeah, and he lost in group stage 3, actually. So in the round of...
32.
Yeah, 32. In a group with True, Snoot, and Time. That's pretty tough.
Yeah.
He went 1 and 2 against Snoot, and then 1 and 2 against Time.
Right.
So not the most successful of runs there. Like, I mean, if you think about the WCS circuit, right? Like, I would definitely put SortOf in the top 32, but maybe even, you know, above that in the top 16 at times when he's playing his best. Especially, I think against Time, you know, I would favor him as well. I mean, Time obviously is very good. He was streaming recently. I watched a little bit on the Korean ladder. He's also in the base trade house over in Korea. He's really, really good. But I don't know, like, I've always rated SortOf very, very high, and I think that's the case for a lot of people. But like I said, his results haven't necessarily always been there.
He's just get himself Overlord speed, so technically he could get himself some drop Overlords going on anytime soon, but at the same time, not opting to do that just yet, just spreading them out, getting them going. Made quite a few links to get these rocks down. He's making his 3rd base on the way. One thing that Cass did very well was sniping out that creep tumor that the Queen had laid, so the creep towards the 3rd base has not been as aggressive.
Yeah. Actually, yes, SortOf's ranking on Aligolak is 17th on non-Korean.
Non-Korean.
So that's WCS Circuit, basically. Yeah. So I guess he's just right outside top 16, which is kind of where he finished in Austin. But like I said, like, he's very capable of breaking into that top eventually, especially now that he's trained for almost 2 months over in South Korea. Like, if he starts exploiting his full potential, putting all of his practice together, I wouldn't be surprised if we saw this guy starting posting more and more results and taking out big names.
Yeah.
This could be where it starts.
Could be, could be. We've seen a lot of people rise through the qualifying systems, through WCS Challenger, and then onto the WCS main circuit itself in the past. We've seen great names like Cyril, for example, really make a name for themselves in these kinds of circuits. And look where he is now. So, no reason another Scandinavian could not put themselves on the map in such a strong way.
No, Cass is actually... Okay, now he was making an SCV from his 3rd command center, but you want to rush that 3rd orbital for the mule. if you can.
Right, let's see what these Hellions are going to get done on the right-hand side. Spotted by an Overlord. There should be a reaction in just a moment's time, but they're going to the high ground here to try and roast up some of these drones. Good reactions. Will pull the majority of them away. Not losing any drones just yet. Lings attempt a run through. Try and get the surround. One Hellion down.
It's funny, the Hellions went there almost as if they wanted to jump the cliff.
And actually, that was a great little cleanup there by SortOf. All of the Lings were never really in good lines for the Hellions to hit. They were always surrounded, a lot of the Hellions.
SortOf actually starts a Spire.
That has been spotted by an auto turret.
Where's he getting? Oh, he was getting a second layer. I was like, what?
Oh.
Cancels that. That was a mistake. Yeah, starts a Spire and Bailing Nest exactly at the same time here upon reaching tier 2. So he's going to be playing old school Muta-Ling Bane up against a cast who, having seen that, he's not going to be getting tanks. He goes into a reactor on his factory here, and I'm guessing that's going to be for Widow Mines.
And Overlord still just keeping an eye on the entire production here of Cass. So not too bad. Marine's just not reacting to that, unfortunately for them. So at least he can spot exactly what's going on behind all of this.
So many players nowadays are taking that third base, you know. The one that doesn't seem like it's the easier one to take, but...
The one to the low ground? Or
yeah, it turns out it's easier to defend.
Yeah, kind of funneling through here and just walling this off.
Funneling.
Funneling, yeah. Although I suppose you could break down the rocks if you really wanted as well.
And then that would be called?
Flooding. There you go. I had nothing. Sorry.
Don't say that to Leonardo DiCaprio.
Are we back on that documentary? All right, well, that Raven's going to go down. That's a good snipe out. Get the barrack, the Banshee. No. No.
Cass is actually super marine heavy, as we see very often against Zergs. So it's going to be a lot about the splits. I have to say, whoa, he's doing an extra wall here with more and more barracks.
I think it's cool if he's going up against Lingbane.
Yeah, but Widowmine wise, like you need to have a very high Widowmine count and be pretty flawless with the macro, and especially against Mechanics Bergman, a Zerg who's going to be on point with his creep spread. Like that so far really hasn't been denied too much.
Only 4 Mutalisks were produced.
Oh, and the turrets are not on time.
It makes me think he wants to... Wait, it wasn't 4 Mutalisks. How many was it? 8. It makes me think he kind of just wants to... A little bit of a spattering and then just trying to transition on as quickly as possible, but we'll see.
What in the world is going on? He's not going back with everything, but these Mutas are going to start on doing some damage, and from somebody like SortOf, also expect him to just keep on flying around this place, buy himself a lot of time, saturate that fault base, and then just get a ton of units.
It was a great little timing. I'm surprised it's actually doing damage, considering the auto turret did see the Spire. So maybe just slightly off on that missile turret timing, maybe slightly miscalculated. Todd, I know I'm rusty on observing, but what did I miss? Did he just do some damage at the third?
You missed a little bit of Hydra GG timing, I think we call it. I don't know, Cass lost a couple of walkers. He didn't have turrets, not even in his main as well. He was like, well, Mutas are going to keep on flying around, kill stuff, and then from there I'm going to be too far behind to come back. Could have stayed in it, like supply-wise, he was only 10 behind, I think, something like that.
18, to be exact. But yeah, that was, yeah. I think, as you say, it just misjudged the timing. Yeah. He knew he was always going to be in his corner of the map, and the rate at which SortOf was expanding on the other side of the map, it must have been very, very difficult to try and get yourself in that better position. So, sorry, Cass.
Sorry? You think sorry will change anything or what? He's 0 and 1, guys.
Well, we're going on to the perfect map for Cass's current
0
position.
and 1, Carl.
Wow.
These memes never die.
Wow. Wait, I've got a purple bubble in my chat box. Does that mean someone whispered me and I didn't read it? There was a little purple bubble there. I'm not familiar with that the chat in StarCraft really.
What?
I don't know. Like here, there was a little purple speech bubble pinging away. But I don't think, like, maybe it's just these.
What did you have for breakfast?
Toast with jam.
That's it?
Yeah.
That's not a breakfast.
What is it? What would you consider a breakfast? Oh, actually, like... no. I shouldn't have opened this can of worms. Go on.
I had Actually, bread with avocado and some tomato on it,
Yeah,
some salad, and
then some bowl with like apple in
Berkshire
it.
muesli.
Yeah.
So like berries mixed with some apples on top. That was sick. I loved it.
Nom nom nom.
And a coffee, a black coffee.
Yeah.
Which prevented me from sleeping after that because I wanted to sleep a little bit before today's broadcast.
Well played.
Not a good move.
It was just the black coffee, not the other.
Between that and stabbing my own hand with a fork.
We've had a good couple of days between us. Nice. All right, well, we're going to Blood Boil for this next game. SortOf just kind of catching Cass unawares there. And he was able to take the victory quite quickly.
I'm always surprised to see this because I have this image stuck in my head of Strelok. When he used to talk about Tian versus Zerg, and he was very good at it. I don't remember what was the timing exactly, so I'm just going to like randomly quote.
Yeah.
He would be like, yes, like 7 minutes 30, you must make turrets or you die to mutas. Always make turrets, even you don't see mutas, make turrets, otherwise you die. And like I remember him explaining this, and I was like, wow, okay, well this guy, he's definitely never going to lose to mutas because, you know, he's figured this out. And then here it is. If he's watching this game, he's like, oh my God, like I can't wait to talk to Cass because this is, I can't believe he didn't have turrets. You even mentioned like he saw the spire.
Yeah, with the auto
And like also like sometimes, you know, you see a spire go up and you mistake it for something like a spine or a spore. But in that location, was it really likely to be a spine or a spore in the back of the main mineral line?
No,
in the natural, I would have said, or third base, okay, sure, maybe.
Yeah.
But not in the main, I think.
Yeah, indeed. All right, well, we're into game number 2. It's going to be up to the top left-hand corner. We will have Cass, currently 1 game down. And down to the bottom right-hand corner, we have SortOf in the red, 1 game away from qualifying from our WCS Challenger Europe playoffs. Strelok was the gentleman at WCS Europe, had his little notebook, right? Do you remember that, when he brought a little notebook to WCS Europe?
Yeah, and then he lost to TLO's Swarmos drop.
Yes, oh my God, yes. Oh, that build, that was funny.
And then he found a bin, some oil. He poured it on his notebook.
He's like, well, I'm going up against TLO. I guess nothing useful in here. All right, well. Let's see what you're going to do here, Cass. More vigilant about spotting things out from your opponent. As I suppose the main to natural is quite well defended when it comes to Mutalisks later on down the line. Just be able to bounce between these 3 locations, especially if you take down the ice.
After a game like this, Cass is going to be extra wary about Mutalisks.
Yeah.
Not to let the same mistake repeat, but if the previous game is any indication, I'm worried that he might not be very confident against Zerg currently. Because like he still left very early. Like to me, like when you do that, you know, it's the mindset of a guy who's thinking, oh, you know, Tian versus Zerg is already super hard. As soon as I fall behind, there's no way I'm going to come back. So this is a little bit worrisome for Cass for sure, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to be extra careful now. Of course, he does have another opportunity to qualify tomorrow, but definitely don't want to have to go through that because there are a lot of good players in these Open Cups for WCS Challenger Europe. As you will have that factory going down in the wall to start things off. Can add a little add-on to that as well in the wall if he really wants to. Might start on the barracks though, who knows, we'll see in a bit. He's Reaper gonna now head out for the scout.
By the way, this is what I was telling you about Zerg on this map. They're like a base with 1 gas. Are you kidding me? Like,
yeah.
You might as well have some debris on top of this, because I'm not even going to take that base ever.
Yeah. Ain't wanting that.
As a matter of fact, you know what, Cass? Take that base. I won't even kill it. I'll let you have it.
Which one? My
the
base
one with 1 gas, yeah. Wouldn't that be the sickest thing? Somebody gets a command center on the bottom left and he flies it there and takes it. Like Zerg never checks it. They're like, screw that base.
That would be.
I shouldn't give ideas like this. Like Lily Cannon right now is like, oh yes.
Oh, I've got you, Todd.
I'm definitely gonna get more battle cruisers than I thought I could.
With your minerals. Is there any wildlife on this map? That's what I want to know. We'll find out once the map expands. All I see is little flowers, but no actual creatures. All right, well, we're going to have the Overlord speed on the way again, so he was just using that for scouting like he did in the previous game.
I like that SortOf's going for this, actually. Oh, 1 drone actually dies from that Reaper there. Sneaky. Oh. But yeah, SortOf is just so good mechanically that if he knows exactly what he's facing, he's not going to take any economic damage. Like, he's going to propel himself into the mid game with, you know, his 70+ drones that he's comfortable with. He's going to take a 4th base, saturate it correctly, get enough units to go into the later stages of the game and just completely out macro his opponent. So it's the perfect way to play. Why should you gamble? So many players in the past have been known to overdrone, gamble, and then die to attacks.
Yeah, and for the, I think it's, is it still 100 gas or did they decrease it? I can't remember. But the point is that this is actually the way I used to play when I played Zerg. I always just wanted to know what my opponent was up to, and with slow overlords, it was very difficult, especially against the Terran. So not too bad.
You mean the price on Earth's card base?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's 100 minerals, 100 gas.
Yeah, so they didn't change it for whatever reason. I don't know why they would, but yeah, so cool. All right, so those links can break down the rocks from the high ground.
I have to say,
I saw that
though,
on Reddit for a while.
Terran can deal with this a lot better than Protoss. Because my one Stalker, when there's 3 overlords flying at the speed of light over my base, I'm like, well, not even gonna bother.
No.
Marines so far did quite a bit of damage to these guys.
Yeah, they're doing all right.
Still, SortOf saw everything. He saw the tech lab researching Cloak. He's going to be completely ready for this. Now it's all about pulling drones away from that one Banshee so that it doesn't lose any.
It's taking a lot of free damage there with that Banshee from Cass.
Where's that Spire at?
Well, might need a little bit of gas before that. A little bit more gas coming in, I should say.
Remember last game it was Spire plus Baneling Nest.
There it is.
And that was at the main mineral line, which by the look of things is going to be the same here for now. No Baneling Nest just yet. I guess because it's a Cloak Banshee, he knows that there cannot be as much bio.
Yeah.
So SortOf can actually skip on that. Remember, like these spores, they cost him drones, with cost extra minerals as well. Cass has done a good job of keeping SortOf lower on the drone counts.
It's true. Queens have still been doing good at actually denying that harassment, though. As Lings poke at the front, have a look about. And wait a minute. Are we getting a Raven? No, okay. I was going to say, why would he be landing the starport on towards the tech lab? So he's going to go over and make a reactor with the starport, which is, it seems like a bit of mismanagement. Because making a reactor with the starport itself, that could have been a barracks doing that very quickly. But, yeah. More barracks behind all of this, across these 2 bases.
It's so funny on this map. Like the you know, the little room that you have in the main base to make everything, it makes these players make their buildings in like the oddest of places.
I guess that's why all of that kind of musical chairs with the buildings could have been going on before.
Even now, like, you know, the double E bay with the 2 barracks on the left-hand side just kind of looks odd.
Yeah. It's not normal to have that much room behind the mineral line in a main base on a map.
Turrets!
Get it.
Well, I mean, turrets right now. It's only 1.
Another one on the way.
Yeah.
Doesn't even have to fully complete the production of it, really. But, I mean, he knows that Mutalisks are going to be popping out in just seconds, so...
Yeah, if you want to get fancy and die to Mutas.
Yeah. Let's not do that one.
By the way, SortOf putting in some effort here, killing the ice, or rocks, as you refer to them.
Yeah, get him. Well, this one next to it is rocks, and then this one's ice.
No, really?
Yes.
Oh my god. Don't do it, Banelings.
But thank you very much, Avex, regardless, for having a lovely tweet at us. And yeah, we're going to have these Mutalisks flying all around, trying to do some damage towards the Marines, but with those missile turrets and the Marines there, ain't no way, Jose.
I love it when you go gangster, cat eyes.
I was a sassy gentleman there for a moment. Sassy.
By the way, that Spire worries me. Like, if Medivacs were to sneak across the map and drop behind that mineral line, that would be the first thing that's targeted and would die.
Yeah, that's true. It's in a vulnerable spot.
Banshee sneaking across the map. Remember, they do have Cloak. They can get quite a few drones. I guess he knows that in the fights, they are not going to be that useful. So he might sacrifice them to get as many drones as he can here. Cass.
It's interesting that he feels so comfortable about moving out with that amount of Marines and Medivacs, with the missile turrets just protecting against those and getting himself a few extra workers very quickly here. No pull away from SortOf, and he wasn't even in range of the Spore Crawler. That's a great little bit of harassment coming out from Cass.
And it allowed him in the meantime to move with a lot of bio in that location. Oh, it's only too many Medivacs to pick up those units. It's not going to be enough. And there are Mutas covering as well to snipe those Medivacs.
Oh my god. This could be an absolute catastrophe here, as he's going to have to try and move away from this position as quickly as possible. He lost a lot of links to those Widow Mines at the back, but Mutalisks actually not doing as well against these Marines initially. Kind of going trade for trade, and they're going to have to back away from... There's just 2 Marines left over with the links coming in to finish off.
Yeah, Cass went in there a little bit too furiously there.
Yeah.
3 more barracks being made around this third base too. There'll be a lot more Marines here being made.
And we do hear that Lambo has indeed advanced to the playoffs, so congratulations to Lambo. Looking at that situation though, I mean, he had control of the watchtower with the changeling, so he knew exactly when to go on, even though Creep wasn't really covering that position. So it's a very good engagement by SortOf.
Yeah. The watchtowers obviously can be really helpful here as well with this, to have some extra vision to see the opponent coming. And usually, you know, even on or off creep, as long as you have enough, you know, Terran's going to be missing a lot of reinforcements from home.
Yeah.
There wasn't really that many Widow Mines that SortOf had to be worried about this. Looking to try and counter run by there. There's a lot of forces at home here for Cass, ready for this. Repair! Woo! Almost burned down.
I love it when buildings burn down. Don't tell them to repair.
To be honest, it's so cold on this map. I wonder how there could even be flames.
Oh. That's actually a good question. Can things burn in extremely cold temperatures? I should know that. Anyway, regardless, this is going to be Banelings morphing in on the other side.
Why do you do this?
I don't know. It's a physics question, and I should know it, but I don't. I'm going to say yes, they can. Anyway, what's wrong with you? You asked it. There's fights, right? There's going to be fights. He's going to see all the Banelings. The Mutalisks are going to come in and get the missile turrets.
Repair! Last second.
Good job.
These turrets will go down. He actually ignored the Banelings.
Yeah, he did. And then he's moving through the middle.
He might have not noticed.
Oh, I don't think he did, because those Banelings are rolling in.
Oh my god, that's left-hand side army here of Cass. He's gonna be engaged right into again. He doesn't have enough to pick up with everything.
Oh
Banelings are gonna roll in there and blow up everything.
Oh, that's a lot of damage. And at the same time, the Banelings rolled into that mineral land and killed off a lot as well. And there's Mutalisks in that gold base, and that is a lot happening here for SortOf. Wowie, wow, wow. 3 engagements at the same time. No way I could catch all of the action.
I don't know what it is with Cass, but he struggles, it seems like, against Zerg. He just moves across the map with huge chunks of bio, but then as soon as Banelings come in, like, it's too late. Like, there is no way he could actually micro that super well. Like, he needs to work on his composition, on his placement, not step on creep like this.
Yeah, the Lings just got a great wraparound and held them in place. And now a drop on the right-hand side here for Cass. He's trying to make a meal out of this one.
That's like the drop that knows he's not going to do anything, but he still goes for it.
Yeah, he's got to try.
You know, he knows he can escape, but he's still going to try to escape.
And now look at this poultry army moving through the middle of the map. A poultry force.
So funny, that drop actually attacking the location. It's like if you went to Brock Lesnar and slapped him in the face, you know. Like, you don't need to know what happens next, like, you know already.
Well, it depends. Is it in the UFC or the WWE? It's the two different outcomes, really. But
I'm pretty sure you die in both.
Banelings coming in and killing off everything, just like Brock Lesnar would. And that's going to be the Marines actually focusing down the Banelings very, very well. This is the one engagement that Cass is going to be able to win on out here. But behind this, 56 Lings as well as 18 Banelings going to be morphing in.
Yeah, Cass has a lot of army left over here. If he can keep on splitting, well, if he completes 3-3 as well, might be able to do this. But a lot of Banelings are morphing, and I think if SortOf cleans this, he's going to be in a great position here in this game, having denied the 4th base of Cass.
Those 2 Widowmines have to do a massive amount, and they don't do anything, really. Banelings kill off everything, and Cass knows that after that army has been cleaned up, his hopes in this game are completely waning. That is a brilliant cleanup by SortOf, who marches forwards with these Lings, gets on top of those Widowmines, even just runs past them as well. Never mind, gets some of those connections with the Widowmines on towards the bio. The Lings will evaporate underneath this, but the Mutalisks coming along with extra Lings to support, push the bio all the way back. And the Ultras Cavern's on the way, so even if Cass cleans all of this, it's going to be Ultras for days.
3-3 finishes as he's lost his entire army here, just not ideal for Cass, who maybe should have delayed the attack, gone forward a little bit slower, because, I don't know, like, he must feel like he's being rushed to attack, because if he doesn't attack soon, he's going to be even more and more behind. But I don't think it's necessarily the case, but every time he got in there furiously, stepped on creep, he got engaged into and cleaned up very easily here by SortOf, who's looking very comfortable in game number 2.
Yeah, definitely. There's, once again, I can only describe it as a poultry force moving through here for Cass to try and do something in the middle of the map. But even if he goes towards the middle of the map, he's greeted by creep, and then he's stuck. Very difficult for Cass to answer in any way, shape, or form right now.
Greeted by creep.
Greeted by creep. He'll eventually knock on the door of the creep, scan the creep, kill the creep, but then the creep will get revenge in the form of the Zerg. And that's how that works.
Write novels.
I know. That's the life cycle of the Zerg. Did you know that's how the Zerg get their nutrients? They absorb it through the creep.
I do now.
Protoss photosynthesize, but yeah, that's going to be a surround as those Banelings actually crash into a Thor there for the moment, so the Marines trying to do something on the right-hand side, but it's not going to be enough at all. That is SortOf rampaging over Cast there.
For the Thor!
Widowmines. Oh, the Widowmines hit the Zerglings. And that will be the Zerglings constantly just putting on it pressure anyway. Thor falls onto the top and picking up another Thor to try and save it. You are Thor Lesnar. Hold Lesnar. No, never mind, you're dead.
Oh, he died super fast.
Yeah.
That is really sad for Cass, because I really feel like if he had timed these attacks a little bit better and executed better as well, he might have been able to do it. But SortOf, congratulations, he advances on to stage 2 here of the competition. And he's one of our first 4 qualified players that we qualified today for stage 2.
Yeah, along with Lambo. Getting himself a good spot there, so congratulations to him. We can update the brackets and see if there's been any other results coming in from those qualifying matches, as they're all currently going on at the moment. The last 2 are Zanster versus Blue Cheese and Harston versus DNS. So Harston versus DNS in general is a good matchup in terms of how well DNS has been performing, especially in the later stages of this year and last year.
Yeah, both of them are very good and very well could have made it through the ladder, but somehow they didn't, so here they are. Zanster against Blue Cheese, though. Definitely would give an edge to Zanster, as
yeah,
not super familiar with Blue Cheese, but it's good to see some creativity with the nickname.
That's true. Are you a fan of Blue Cheese? Not the player, just Blue Cheese?
Sometimes. On pizza, it can be okay.
Oh.
You ever had 4 cheese pizza?
Yes, but not Blue Cheese in that 4 cheese.
What cheese then?
I don't know. Normal cheese? Goat's cheese? Feta cheese?
All right.
I like feta. Feta's good.
Let's move on.
Tangents. Sorry. All right. So basically, I think that does it for us here for WCS Challenger Open Cup number 1. We do have our 2 qualified players. I believe the other games are being shown on other streams currently. Harston and DNS is currently 1-1. Mara is on his game. Wait, who's Mara? Gauntlet is casting.
DNS Harstem is being shown on O Gaming SC2.
Yes.
It looks like it's 1-1 right now.
Okay. And the other one is maybe somewhere. Did you open up every stream?
No. I opened 3. Let me open all of them.
Okay. We'll find out for you. So you can find out the results of the last 2 players qualified on through. Star Ladder?
No.
Is everyone covering DNS versus Harston?
Yeah.
Oh. Wardy's playing Legend of Zelda.
Somebody's in Zanster Blue Cheese.
Oh.
Mara Lekos.
Mara Lekos? Okay, cool. So you can find out the results of those over there. Don't go tune into Wardy. We love you, Wardy, but
Was he playing Hearthstone?
No, he was playing Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. What? I saw the map, all right? I only play when I'm traveling because it's the greatest traveling game.
What maggots. Oh, how dare you play that terrible game when StarCraft games are going on.
All right, well, I think we are done for today. We are going to be back same time, same place tomorrow as we have WCS Challenger Europe Open Cup number 2 to determine another 4 players that are going to be advancing on. So make sure to tune into those other streams that do have those 2 matches going on currently. And Todd, any final words before we see them tomorrow?
Thanks to you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you tomorrow for some more amazing StarCraft.
Awesome. Thank you very much. We shall see you then.